The 16 men will make it through to the finals. And a big thank you to Emilia Romagna, the federation's supporters behind this event, the government body bringing together Formula One, tennis, amongst others, and climbing, of course. So thank you very much to those guys in Sport Valley. But it's time right now to get underway. The women are going to lead us away. Julia Randi on the left-hand side of your screen up against Leire Ruiz Diaguana from Spain. Now, if you're new to speed climbing, don't worry, I'll take you through all the rules. But right now, we'll drop into silence as the athletes wait for their first race. The buzzer will indicate for them to go. 1 foot on the bottom starting pad, hands on the wall. And of course, the fastest to the top in terms of time will win. I'll go through that in a sec. We'll just see this first race. Well, it's a good start from both women. Julia Randi, though, pulling ahead. We'd expect it with an athlete of her calibre, going towards the 7-second mark and a 7.210 and a 9.742. So we're underway here in Bologna. And the scoring system during for qualifications, well, it's against the clock. The athletes get 2 runs each. The best runs will move forward. Just 8 women after a late dropout from Julia Koch. Not entirely sure if she's okay or not. I think feeling unwell. So, Julia, I hope you get better soon. But that does mean that we are taking 8 athletes through to the 16. Well, that's what I've been told anyway. So fingers crossed. My name's Matt Groom. I'll be calling all of the action over the next couple of days here in Bologna. Speed today. Speed finals taking place later on this evening, around about 7 o'clock. And then tomorrow, the semi-finals for lead and, of course, the finals. And this is the last European Cup of the season, so the athletes wanting to finish on a high note. And, of course, try to lock up the overall standings for 2024. Eva Mengoli versus Alessia Lugli on the left. 2 Italian teammates will wait for starters' orders. And Eva was slightly quicker off the block, and she is a little ahead, and a slip from Alessia is going to leave her behind. Remember, it's the time we're looking at. Eva will stop the clock, 8.640, and a 9.840 from Alessia on the left. So speed climbing, what's it all about then? Well, it's fairly straightforward. You start at the bottom, you finish at the top. If you fall off, lose those points of contact, you're gone. If you full start, you're gone. It's a brutal sport. The athletes training so hard just to get to this phase. And the European Cup, of course, a highlight for a lot of athletes. High-level competition here. Lots of World Cup athletes taking part in this competition. A lovely atmosphere here in the gym as well. It's been a warm day here in Bologna, unlike the rest of Europe, which seems to be swimming currently in the torrential rain. Right, next up. We've got Sarah Strocci and Agnes Fiorio on the right of your screens. And it is a good start from both women again as we keep an eye on the clock. Much quicker from Agnes on the right-hand side though, but a big slip and a fall at the top. That's going to give her only 1 run to pull things back, and she was looking so good up until that final sector. 8.649 for Sarah on the left, though. And hello to everyone on the YouTube chat as well. Come and say hello if you're listening. I'll try to answer questions. If I can. If I can multitask, you never know. And thank you to everyone who's listening in the background. So, next race, Emma Glomb versus Mina Joseph Schultz on the right. Team Germany bringing a pretty big team to tonight's proceedings. Good to see Team Germany out in force. Always entertaining. So, here we go, next race. So faster start from Mina on the right-hand side. Tries to keep it together through the middle section. Good technique as she enters the final top. Emma, meanwhile, going backwards a little bit. Mina stops the clock at an 8.849. Emma slower, 11.20. She's going to have to improve if she wants that time to carry through. A few people saying hello on the chat. Jan Havel, of course, who joins pretty much any live stream I seem to be on. Jan Havel is there. But hello and welcome if you're watching from around the world. We got anyone from around the world right now? Who knows? Let me know if you're listening from a strange place as we watch the replay of that race. Francisca Ritter. This is Ariane Materiano up next. So Francisca Ritter will be on the left-hand side of your screen. Ariane on the right. Mariana, I should say. So here we go. We wait for the buzzers. Remember, full starts can happen. Those lights at the beginning will turn red. Good start from both women, nice and clean as we enter the middle section of the wall here. Francisca Ritter ahead, she's got some pedigree behind her. She's stopping the clock at 7.746. A good time from her. Ariane a little behind, 9.028. This qualification phase, of course, we'll make more sense of it towards the end of the qualification phase when we know the scores. Currently, Giulia Randi leading the way with a 7.21. That's the fastest time. 8th place, Alicia, down in 9.84. To give you an idea of the kind of times the athletes will be needing to run to get through. Remember, just 8 will move forward from this seeding, from this qualification run. Now, this race, we run alone. Chiara Fontana. Julia Koch unwell, unable to compete. Hearts go out to her wherever she is. Hope you're feeling better. That's focus right now. And Chiara, who has a difficult task, running by herself, can either allow you to focus or it can slightly put you off your game. You're so used to running with somebody next to you, and it has put her off her game, it seems. Chiara down in the middle there. Big slip and a stumble from her. We'll have to see a replay of exactly what went then, but it was a big no points on the wall fall. Let's watch it from the beginning. It was a good start from her. Nice through the Tomoa. Okay, so next race. Anna Brozek versus Erika Piscopo. Both athletes running in high-end competition. Keep an eye on Anna as well on the left-hand side. Probably the favourite in terms of time for this race. Erika Piscopo, though, good young athlete. Was 21, 7th in the last European Cup, so into finals, and 5th before that, so she could easily make this. Anna Brozek, a little older, 29, but fantastic, consistent form throughout her European season. And it is a good start from Anna Brozek, who is ahead at the moment. Can Erika pull something back in terms of time through the middle sector here? She's not going to, and Anna Brozek with a 7.67 should be enough to get her through as things stand. Erika Piscopo right on the edge of that time. She'll want to improve in the next round. Let's watch that again. Anna pulled ahead at the beginning, kept that lead. And I'm calling this like a race because it's just an indication of who's ahead, who's behind. But remember, it's all about the time. 2 times a set, best one will move forward. Men will come after this, and women's first. Sofia Hardaka from Ukraine on the left. Savina Fillingham from Great Britain on the right. Need to see some British women coming through here. It's a strong start from both women, absolutely neck and neck. Savina now has a bit of a hesitation down low. She managed to save it, but she is behind. Sophia will take it. Oh, no, she doesn't. Big slip at the top. That will cost her a second or so. 9.938 and 12.69. So both women a little behind on both those runs. Sophia looked good, just maybe a moment's lack of concentration at the top. And Savina had an issue down low. We'll see it in a second. Just a bit of a hesitation there. Hard to build the momentum again once you pause like that, but she did well just to come back, but her time was going to suffer. And then watch the left of your screen. That was the moment. I do just think she was eyes on the timing pad rather than thoughts on the hold she was standing on, so a moment where she will have to reset. That's all the women's races run, the first ones anyway, so we go back to the beginning. The athletes will swap lanes, so those on the left will now be on the right, and Julia Randy up against Larry again. Julia Randy, great first time. Leading the way with a 7.21. Can she improve on that? Let's keep an eye on the clock as she comes up to that second. Now, and a big slip. She won't improve. Larry will, though. So Julia Randy with a big slip at the top. The clock carries on ticking. Let's watch that again. Julia Randy was impressive. For 90% of that run, it was only at the very, very top, let her down. Very on the right, a little slower. Hesitations, pauses down, a little skip method at the top. Couldn't pull it back, though. So here we go. Eva Mengoli on the left, Alessia Lugli on the right. Eva with a score of 8.64 her time earlier on. Alessia 9.84, so work to do for her. Well, clean from both and fast at the beginning, and then Alessia has a slip. She's not going to improve. Eva still has a chance, though, as she motors up towards the top. Stops the clock at 8.422. That will be an improvement for her. Only just, though, 8.64 her first run. But every little helps, right? So, hello on the chat as well. We've got a few people coming through now. Do say hello if you're listening on the chat. Keep me company here in the commentary box, and let me know where you are in the world, where you're enjoying the competition from. Lovely and hot here in Bologna as we come up to 5:43 in the evening. Agnes Fiorio on the left, Sara Stracci on the right of your screen. Sara with an 8.64. So good. Only two women getting to the sevens so far. Agnes with a fall on the first run, so she needs something big here. All on the line. Let's keep an eye on that left lane. She explodes off a starting block. She's a little behind. Now starts to accelerate through the middle. Needs to put a time on the board, remember. Well, she will put one as long as she doesn't make a mistake. And a 7.967. What a comeback from her. That will leave her in a provisional finals place as things stand. Sara a bit slower than her original time, so that first time will stand. Both women back to the ground, and we'll have another look at their runs. Sara just didn't seem to quite get into that one. Whereas Agnes, what an improvement from her, and it can really play in your mind if you have a fall. You know it's all on the line on just one run. It was perfect through the top, nice and precise with the feet, stopping the clock. Third woman into the sevens here this evening. Nina Schultz on the left, Emma Glob on the right of your screen. Two teammates facing up against each other. Emma way down in the 11.2s. Mina a little better, 8.84. So all to do for Emma. Mina would like to improve that as well. So the athlete's underway now. Mina a little bit faster than she was before. Emma, of course, had that slip. Can she improve now? Powering her way upwards. Watch the clock, and it's better from both. A 9.029 on the right and a 9.26 is not better on the left. Apologies. So Mina, that first time will stand. 8.84 for her. And it has left her in a bit of trouble. And it's seventh at the moment. So this was a replay. Keep an eye on Mina on the left. She wasn't happy there. That's why she wasn't. That slip on the very last hold, that last final sequence of three, causing lots of problems for the athletes here this afternoon, this evening so far. Mina Joseph Schultz on the left. Emma, oh no, sorry, wrong people. It's Ariane next. And Franziska Ritter on the right-hand side. Marianne down with a 9.02. Francisca Ritter a bit faster, 7.74. She's up in the top 3, so doesn't need to improve. Would like to. That's clean from both at the beginning. Francisca Ritter seems to be powering through this one. Adriana as well is trying to upgrade that score. She got, and she will as well, 8.5, better than her 9.2. And Francisca Ritter, yeah, faster again, 7.573. Both athletes improving on that run. Three to go now as we watch a replay. Francisca was fast, especially in that middle sector. Mariana also improving, leaving her in a good position. So as before, Chiara will run alone on the wall. Now she had a moment last time, fell in the middle, needs to improve on this one. All to play for her as well. No time on the board currently. She knows what she needs to do at least. Got to be running around about 9, just under 9 seconds to get through into the top 8. Well, watch out for that 9 mark as she explodes off the block through the bottom. Okay, a little bit of a hesitation, speeding up in the middle. Final 3 and a big fall off the foot. This is going to leave her down and out of the finals. 10.41 will not be enough to progress her. So 2 races to go. That knee pad, by the way, will be more for protection than anything else. The athletes are often left with some pretty nasty scrapes when they slip on some of these holds. Self-preservation is not on the forefront of their minds in situations like this, so they'll want a little bit of protection just to make sure that old injuries are not reopened. Erika Piscopo on the left, Anna Brosek on the right-hand side. Anna currently in second, 7.67 was her score. Piscopo down right on the danger spot in 9th with a 9.78, so she will need, actually no, she's outside currently, so she needs to step up that time. I'm saying 8, by the way, because that's what I've been told. Things might change, you never know, but I've been told it's 8 moving through. So here we go. Erika needs to get into the 8s, really. Anna Brosek doesn't need to, but she'd like to put down another fast time, get herself in sync. She's looking good on the right. Stops the clock 7.4 and an 8.122. That is better from Erika Piscopo. That will jump her up the order quite some way. Should be safe as things stand. Let's watch that again. This is our side angle of that beginning couple of moves. Tomoa skip down low. And you just need to keep on building on that momentum through the middle and finish it off at the top. And this is where we've seen quite a few mistakes happen. So, final race for the women. Sofia on the right-hand side, Savina on the left. Sofia is outside of the top 8 currently. She's down in 11th. So here we go. Final race for the women. Trying to get into a finals here. Both neck and neck. Sofia slips. She'll be in trouble now. Savina also not going the fastest I've ever seen. Kind of skipping through. Interesting style she has. And misses the top. This is a messy race and a 13 on the right. So both women not quite hitting the mark on that one. Such an interesting style from Savina there. She's just 19, of course, the Brit. So the women's races are concluded. We'll wait for confirmation of the results, but you can download the IFSC app. It's free to do so. And select the European option on the menu, and you'll be able to find out the live results. I've got it in front of me just now, so I can keep up to date with it. It's a pretty good resource if you're an Uber climbing geek like myself. Oh, there we go. We've got some scores. So top 8, as I know it, will move forward. Sarah Stracci, then the last female to get through into that top 8. Julia Randy, impressive stuff from her. kind of ignore that fail. She didn't need a solid time. Went for speed. 7.21 though, the fastest here this evening. It's a good run by the women. 3 into the 7s, 4 into the 7s, sorry. And then low 8s for everyone else. Larry will need to improve a little bit. 8.74 isn't bad, but not enough to keep up with the top 3. But of course, the next round is a straight race. Everything changes. We forget about the clock a little bit. Gives us an indication of how fast they're running, but it's all about your opponent as we move forward into the finals race, which I've been told around about 7 p.m. tonight. So there'll be a brief pause after this qualification finishes. You're going to have a breather if you're at home. And the volunteers in the arena clearing things up for us. Enormous lead wall on the left-hand side. You can just glimpse it there with the Walltopia logo on it. It's 24 meters tall, that thing. Enormous roots. And I was ushered over there by Davide, one of the organisers, who was telling me to stand underneath it and look up. And I tell you what, if you're ever near level 24, go and do that, because it's a really overhanging wall. It's deceptive. Jan Havel's asking about Andrea Rojas, whether she stopped competing. She has currently, certainly taking a little bit of a pause. It's been a tough year for everyone after the Olympic qualification process, and I know she's doing a coaching course. Can't wait to see her impart some of that knowledge to the young athletes coming through. But whether she'll carry on competing, I've got my fingers crossed. She's got more to give. But for now, she's taking a bit of a breather. So the men are up next. More men competing here. Matthew Fall will be up next against Linus Bader. 2 of them competing in World Cups, European Cups, and Matthew Fall, fastest GB athlete. He's just off your screen there sitting. And the atmosphere, let me describe the atmosphere. Well, speed competitions are always a little bit different. Leader boulder, a bit tense, a bit focused, and it's tense here as well, but there's an energy difference. Speed athletes are moving around, very energetic movement. You can see Matthew Fall sitting with the trousers on the right. He's very focused, eyes shut, earphones in, just focusing on his run. You can see his head slowly start to move up. He's visualizing the wall itself, and Linus Bader just gave me a little wink there. Thanks, Linus. He'll be up first for Team Germany, and great to see the younger athletes watching there. New generations coming through, new crushers. And hopefully competitions like this, something to aim for, but the standard of the athletes are showing at these European Cups is really impressive. It's no gimme, this. Well, we're going to have another look at that video from Emilia Romagna, our main sponsor here from Sport Valley. They pulled together lots of sports, Formula 1, tennis, climbing, of course, and they're integral to the sporting system here in Bologna, in the region. So let's have a look at that video while we wait for the men. So there we go, a lovely video. I wasn't expecting the opera music, to be honest. I was kind of sucked into that. I really wasn't expecting that. Beautiful video. So Matthew Fall is getting ready, and I just want to shout out his grandparents, Sonia and Brian, who I presume are watching. So Sonia and Brian, prepare to scream at your TV screens. Matthew is about to come out, compete and climb. Absolute legend that man is. He's shared my commentary box before. So great to have him competing on this stage, and a real ambassador, it's got to be said, and I'm impressed with him. Not which he needs my approval, of course, but like a lovely man. So yes, shout out to his grandparents. Right, about to get underway. The men are waiting. The warm-ups have been completed. It's about time to get going here. Music starts to soften in the background. As we wait for the second round. Much bigger field for the men in this finals. So we will be looking for 16 to move forward. Suddenly this climbing wall is full of speed climbing men who are jumping up and down. Some are climbing. Eric Neuer, I'm just going to commentate the warm-up now. Eric Neuer's on the wall in the background. I can see him. He's doing some actual bouldering in the background, getting himself ready for speed. We've got some Ukrainian athletes running on the spot. This could be a new Olympic sport, couldn't it? Talk rubbish with that. There are the volunteers in white La Sportiva t-shirts. A lot of them work at this gym as climbing instructors or behind the bar. So thank you guys for putting it all on. We're just waiting for the men to get going here. I'm not quite sure what the delay is, but there's a... judges and organisers trying to get things going here. Not entirely sure what the pause is. I think some of it's to do with Matthew Fall's... his, what's it called when you put it on the back of your... the bib. There we go. It's fallen into little tiny bits. So it's just been kind of... You'll see in a minute. Matthew Fall there has been re-bibbed, although it is in little bits. It's like a torn up banknote. Still legal tender, right? Pretty sure it is. Thumbs up from the judges. There we go. Right, Matthew. After all that shouting out your grandparents, your uniform is a disgrace. I don't think it'll hold him back there. Matteo Zaloni there. I'll have an interview with him at the end of the competition. The world champion, competed in Paris recently. Would have loved to have won that, couldn't quite. He loves competing in these events, though, in his home country, of course. He qualified in Rome. So here we go. The first two men are out onto the stage. Matthew Fall, there is the pieced together bib number. I did tell you, I wasn't making it up. Linus Bader on the right-hand side from Team Germany. So the men just practice these starting positions. Remember, they want everything to be absolutely the same. And here we go. Matthew just having a few last little words with himself. One last glimpse up. Linus Bader, meanwhile, focused out front. Eyes shut a little bit as he tries to focus in. And we're about to get underway for the first of the men's qualification round. It's all about the clock. The best of two times will move forward. Only 16 can progress. Was a big one off the starting blocks. Matthew 4 with an absolute blinder, but then he paused, and Linus will storm away for a good time. Oh, no, he doesn't. Slips at the top, and it's all go. So Linus doesn't set a time. Matthew is 7.488. He can go faster. Had a couple of moments along the way there. But what a start from him. He was ahead for the first kind of couple of holds. I think he'll be happy with the beginning, but it was just a little too scrappy as he got towards the top. This was all good at that stage. And that was the pause. It was a funny one. You see Pib falls to bits in the background. It was strange, not really a slip. One of those momentum things we've seen happen a few times. Then, yeah, really hard. He's nodding as he walks off, so he's happy with the run. Right, Matteo Zaloni will climb by himself. So I think that's, we are missing, yeah, Marco Rontini is out. So Matteo Zaloni will run alone. The world champion with those Olympic rings on his left arm. You can just about see them poking around an enormous tricep. Here we go. Good start from Matteo Zaloni. He's more than capable of running into the high, low fives, maybe under, and a 5.281. That's not bad. What a start for him. Yeah, I've seen him go under 5. I'm not entirely sure whether this is a world record wall here. I doubt it. We're unlikely to see world record. Both the world record holders not here. Sam Watson, of course, can't. He's from the USA, and Alexandra Miroslav, I would imagine, is relaxing and enjoying her life because the Olympic champion deserves a little bit of downtime. Miguel Barrios on the left, Pavlenko Konstantin on the right. Ukraine very strong on the speed climbing circuit. Yaroslav to catch one here last year, wrapping up the overall title. So Team Ukraine with some big shoes to fill here. That's a big start. Miguel storming up and through the middle. Fast footwork from him. This is going to be a good time. 5.6 versus a 6.4. Wow, Miguel on fire with that one. Just over mid fives. Yeah, and a nod. That was good. I wasn't quite expecting that myself. Jan Havel's letting me know that Matteo is just back from vacation. Ooh. Wonder where he's been. I'm clearly not up on Matteo. Actually, no, I am. I did see that. I was about to say, I do follow him on Instagram. Yes, I saw. It looked like he had a lovely time. Beautiful blue sea. So here we go, Dorian Zedler on the left, Sebastian Luca on the right. Sebastian, so dedicated, well, both athletes are, but Sebastian especially, I know him a little better. So here we go, and what a start from Sebastian, flinging himself up, but then no, a total momentum stop. He manages to re-find it. Look at that power that he has, even though it's 7.550. Had a big reset in the middle of the wall. And good to see him find some real power. Strong stuff from him. Let's have a look at that reset again. Dorian as well having a moment. Look, a full stop from Sebastian, then look at the acceleration. Just found first gear. Off he goes. And Dorian with a run to forget there. So he will try again for a better time. Next up will be Alessandro Giovanni on the right. Adriano Egidi. On the left. So here we go. Two Italian athletes, two teammates. So it'll be a big one for them. The European Cup goes all around Europe, but in Bologna, it's home crowd advantage. So we wait for starters' orders. The athletes with that 1 foot on the timing pad. Here we go. A quick start from both. Easy through the middle. Nice flowy stuff from both athletes. Absolutely neck and neck. Time will count though, and a 5.65. That's a 5.83. Alessandro just letting it go at the very, very top there. Adriano keeping his foot firmly planted That 5.65. Such small margins in league comps, speed comps nowadays that you really have to wait right until the very end. Milliseconds separating these athletes at this level. Some fast time is being run though. Lucas Knapp on the left-hand side from Austria. Danielle on the right. Lucas winning quite a few European Cups in his time. Favourite in terms of time, and certainly one I'd expect to see in the finals later on. Daniele is fast, but Lucas Knapp is quicker. Look at this from the man from Austria, speeding up that wall. Daniele with a big slip, and Lucas Knapp stops the clock at a 5.53, pretty close to Matteo's time earlier on. That was a good one, job done from him, you'd expect with that time. We shall see. Don't want to predict something that I have no idea about, because of course not all the athletes have run and we're only halfway through. Plenty can change, but I'd say a 5.53 was pretty good on that one. Luca Robbiati on the left, Gianluca Zodda on the right. Such a difference in terms of these men's physiques as well. Gianluca, slightly shorter, huge muscles. Seriously, that arm, size of my leg. Luca, different kind of build, equally fast, equally strong. So here we go. It's good from Luca, but it's faster from Gianluca Zodda. Look at this, speeding through. Look at the clock and a 5.41. Very quick time from him. Luca Robbiati with a 5.589 wasn't slow, but he was kind of obliterated then. Gianluca Zodda. Very quick. Let's watch that again. Gianluca had that flicker he does at the bottom. And just full power all the way through to the top. Luke Turner from GB clips in. Lucas Weindescher. I cannot pronounce that. Weindescher. Lucas Weindescher. There we go. Got there eventually. Matteo Zaloni on the YouTube chat. What a start, Lucas Knapp though, pausing. This is Weindescher, a huge fall from him. Luke Turner will stop the clock in a 7.087. That was fast from Luke. Team GB just building on their program as they go. There wasn't a speed wall in the UK until fairly recently. Good to see a program coming through, the women's record beaten. Luke Turner getting some support on YouTube here. Ryan Buckley cheering him on at home. Really good to see GB with depth to the squad. So, Kishan Fillingham on the left, another one from Great Britain. Leander Carmans though. Leander, well, absolutely faster on paper. See what Kishan can do here. Well, it's clean from both. Kishan is slower as you expect. Leander Carmans really fast towards the top, but look at that, a 6.670 from the man from Great Britain. Leander Carmans with a 5.241. That might be the fastest time so far. Leander absolutely storming through, but Kishan should be proud of that one. Not bad. Interesting stuff this. I do like a European Cup. I'm going to shout out. Oh, we've got some athletes on the YouTube chat. Matteo Zaloni is somehow YouTube chatting whilst competing. Not sure how he's doing that. Yaroslav Tkac, maybe good, my friend. Last year's winner here. Last year's European overall winner. Supporting his teammates. Lovely to have you here, Yaroslav. Well, not here, but, you know, digitally here. So Eric Neuer on the left-hand side, Tobias Plagner on the right. Could be a World Cup, couldn't it? So we wait. Well, both men are fast, as you'd expect. Eric Neuer is faster, though. Let's have an eye on the time here as he stops at a 5.299. Tobias 6.082, so not the fastest from him. But Eric Neuer, wow. 5.299. Very fast. I'm being told the GB are going to have a mega speed team soon. Just wait. Cannot wait. Try not to be biased. I'm not really biased. I don't live in the UK myself. I'm France-based, so really I'm on the French team side. But I think it's nice when teams who are developing starts coming through. I like that in any team. As we see another member of GB out on the mats, Andrew Goodall on the left, but he is up against Ludovico Fasali. And this man is on an absolute roll at the moment. European champion in Villars a couple of weeks ago. And of course, gold medal in Briançon. We've heard the Italian anthem played twice recently. He'd love to make it a third time in a row. And you wouldn't bet against that man. So Andrew racing one of the very best. Here we go. Well, it's a fast start from Ludovico Fasali. Look how straight his body is, but that's a big moment from him as he falls. Andrew Goodall with a 6.381. Wow, I'm surprised. Ludovico takes a fall. He's got work to do in the second ones. Fast stuff from Andrew. Let's have another look again. He was up against an absolute machine as well on the right, which has got to be distracting. Ludo fell pretty near the top, actually. Andrew Goodall continued for that time. I'm being accused of commentator's curse. How dare you? You can send me money if you don't want me to curse your athlete or team. I will accept bribes. Andrew looking pleased, just gave me a thumbs up there. Denis on the left, Marcin on the right. What a start from Marcin Dietsky. Oh no, as I say that, both have a slip. Well, it could be anyone's now. Denis falls again. Marcin will stop the clock at a 6.682, but a messy run. Denis with work to do as he misses the timer, so no time for him. Yeah, Marcin was a bit all over the place there. Let's see that. Literally at the beginning, they had identical slips just off the Tomoa. Where was it? Yeah, feet skittering. Considering how many slips we've seen, and look at the streaks. I haven't actually talked to an athlete about the wall, but using my powers of deduction, it's a bit slippery. Yori Iltishin on the left, Lawrence Bodenstoffer on the right. Detective Matt in the house, watch out. So, Hirihori, very fast young man, turns and faces the wall. Lawrence Bodenstoffer. Why are some athletes putting their bibs properly on their backs and some not? Surely wind resistance. Anyway, good start. Lawrence Bodenstoffer, oh, he was ahead, now he's behind. Hirihori finds something at the top. 5.46 is good from him, and a 5.75 on the right. It's going to be so interesting as things go, what times are going to be. And in fact, we are back at the beginning, so let's have a look at the times, shall we? I never like to talk about times halfway through a comp because it's kind of irrelevant, but now we're halfway, we can let you know. So, Leander Carmens has the best time with a 5.24 currently. Everyone inside of the top 11 are under 6 seconds, and then Tobias Plagner in 12th with the first of the sixes, and Kishan in 16th with a 6.67. So, work to do for some athletes. Slowest time, 10.79, that's without a fall. But of course, there would have been a slip to cause that one. So we go back to the beginning, swap lanes, of course. Matthew Fall on the right. Shout out to grandparents. I hope you're still watching, grandparents. Be awful if I was shouting out no one. Linus Bader on the left-hand side. So Matthew will need to improve. He knew he was going fast before, had a pause. Needs to put it together now. Here we go. Can Matthew keep it together? Linus Bader is fast, though. My camera can hardly keep up with them, they're so fast. He steps aside and Matthew has a big fall. So Matthew with a pause, head down. He knew that was a mistake from him. He will not progress, and it's a shame. One of those moments where, what do you do, really? It just happens. Linus was fast. Let's watch it again from this side view. So Linus was quick, and a 5.811 should be enough. Oh, that was a fall for Matthew, just a big slip. And down he went. Or didn't actually, held on, but composed himself, continued, and he's now on my left, actually, talking to his coaches. A bit of a shake of his head, but yeah, disappointment, but I think sometimes you have to roll with those punches. All right, Matteo Zaloni. Here we go. He was multitasking, chatting on YouTube. Now he's back on the mats. He can do everything, can't he? Racing alone, of course. Marco missing out on this one. It's quick for Matteo Zaloni at the beginning. Keep an eye on the clock. Can he improve? Oh, it was messy at the top at a 5.162. He can improve. Launched off those last few holds. Oh, there we go. Multitasking. You can clearly do it all. Fast stuff. You can go even faster, though. Let's watch again. It was pretty clean. It just looked wild at the top. Maybe I just sort of missaw that. Let's have a look. He was slightly out of shape, but actually managed to recover it for the top. You can see his body wanting to fight against him in that moment. Konstantin Pavlenko on the left, Miguel Gomez Barrios on the right. Miguel was quick, impressively so, on that first run. Right, he's underway. It's fast from both. Slip on the left. Miguel will stop the clock at 5.833, which is not an improvement. 5.6 from him before. This team, of course, not improving either. Let's have a look there, because it looked clean through most of that run. They were absolutely neck and neck, especially down the left. Ukraine athlete just slightly ahead here, actually. But that was a big fall from him. Had to look down, reset, try to find the feet, couldn't get it. Okay, Sebastian Luca on the left-hand side. Dorian Zedler on the right. Dorian had a messy run before. Sebastian as well, 7.55. That's leaving him way outside as things stand. Needs to get into the sixes here, preferably into the fives. He's not going to do it. A slip and his comp is done. Can Dorian pull something out here? Well, 6.06 does improve. He was 10.47 before. So he's into the sixes. I'm not sure that's going to be enough, though. Currently all good. Of course, quite a few to go on this second run. Let's see a replay and keep an eye on Sebastian on the left. What happened? Ah, it's off that Samoa. Interesting. This is proving my conspiracy theory of a slippy wall. I will grab a speed athlete to talk about the wall conditions. Just haven't had a chance yet. Alessandro on the left. Adriano Egidi on the right. Alessandro up into 11th at the moment, 5.83. He'd like just to shave a little bit off that, just to make sure, for his own sanity more than anything else, into that final. Alessandro as well is also through at the moment, so race these men through. It's a big slip on the left. Neither is necessarily going to improve here. Yeah, no. So neither will improve their time, but both are currently in the top 16. So interesting. Second run's not proving that good for some of the men here. That first run all important. Daniela on the left, Lucas on the right. Lucas with a quick time off the bat, 5.53 was his first run. Daniele a bit slower. So Daniele does need to improve here. Lucas Knapp doesn't, but he'd like to. It's a bit of a skip in the middle for Lucas. He did save it and a stumble at the top. A 5.52 was impressive considering Daniele will not improve, and I think that leaves him out. A punch to the wall, frustration from him as he comes down. Bumping himself in. Yeah, so lots of frustration from him. Let's have a look and see where those mistakes came. It was good in the beginning, middle section of what did him. Started going there, you could just see the legs kicking, getting a bit wild, leaving him out of shape, and he couldn't refine the angle. He just couldn't rebalance himself there. Gianluca Zoda on the left, Luca Robietti on the right. Luca in 12th currently with a 5.89. Gianluca Zoda is, I'm trying to see his score now. I've lost his name. Where's he gone? There he is, 4th, 5.41. So neither athlete needs to improve, but Luca would like to here. So right, very important. Gianluca Zoda is fast, but that flick as he always does. Can Luca improve? He certainly can. 5.35. That will move him way up. He was down, still in, but would have liked a better time, and that has given him a better time. So he will move up the standings. Good run from both athletes, actually. Luca has this ability to come back, doesn't he? Full acceleration there as he neared the top. Lucas Weindischer, this is Luke Turner on the right-hand side. Luke Turner with a quick time before. Lots of the Brits actually doing well. Full focus here. Good from both at the moment. Luke Turner trying to find something in the middle sector here. Keep an eye on the clock. Stops the clock, 6.572. That's a 6.520. Wow. The sixes are coming thick and fast now as we reach the closing half of this qualification run. Finals coming up around about 7 o'clock, remember, so about 35 minutes time. So we'll have a brief pause, not too long. Just a moment to reset ourselves before we come back. Kishan, who was getting a lot of support on the YouTube chat versus Leander Carmans, who was just very, very fast out there on the walk. Can he improve on that time? Must be a PB for Kishan. Let me know. Come on, chat. Leander, meanwhile, in second at the moment, 5.24. Well, Leander is storming ahead, but then he slips. He's gone. Just now down to Kishan. Can he improve that time? He stops the clock at a 6.552. Fast stuff from him. I'm trying to check his score here, make sure where he is. Down 17th with 6.67, so that will improve him, and that should bump him up into maybe 15th place. So that was an improvement from him. No, it's not a PB, says Ryan Buckley. Thank you, Ryan. Statman himself. PB is 7.46, though, according to my stats, so that is a PB. Ryan, we're at odds. IFSC website says PB is 7.46. Am I wrong? Is it wrong? The scandal continues. He says, creating drama. Okay. I'm bringing it back in because Eric Neuer is here versus Tobias Plagner. What a start from Eric Neuer. Tobias out of that one. What can Eric do here? Getting big supports. 5.258. That is fast from the man from Spain. Well, Tobias disappointing. Disappointment from him. That clock. I hate the way it still carries on ticking. It's just sort of like underlines the athlete hasn't stopped it. I wonder how far it goes. What's the slowest speed time ever recorded? Jan Havel says it's nice to see Eric on the wall. It is nice to see Eric on the wall, isn't it? Always good to see Eric on the wall. And he's so nice to the other athletes. He immediately left the stage and congratulating his opponents. Always good to see. Okay, Ludovico Fasali had a slip. I want to see him in finals. Andrew Goodall on the right, up against it, but a good time in the sixes for him. Yes, I'm going to not be biased here. I really want Ludo to make it through here. He deserves it. Let's see if he can do it in front of his home crowd. Well, it's clean at the beginning. Needs to keep it together and be fast, of course. Andrew slips. He's not out, but he's gone, and Ludo gets a good time in 5.290, and a bit of relief on his face as he looked up at that time. Yes, he needed it and left it a little bit risky for us. We were nervous. But Ludovico will climb again later on. Unlucky from Andrew, had a slip. Let's have a look here, if we can, in the replay, what happened to him. And there it goes. Down at the bottom, that bottom sector of the wall does seem problematic. Disappointment from Andrew, but a good running in this European Cup, and for a lot of athletes, it's a good chance to build on things here, get a bit of that comp experience in, because really everything changes when you're out in front of the lights, in front of the crowd. Marcin Dienski, Denis Mozlovic, I'm not going to try it. Marcin needs something, had a messy run before, and he's behind at the moment, now starts to accelerate. Denis, meanwhile, has another slip down low. Marcin stops it, but he doesn't stop it. Oh, I thought he had. He must have been just off it. So his time will continue, whereas on the right, Denis with a 6.119. And frustration from Team Poland on the right-hand side here. They thought, I think it was as well. I definitely thought it was. It's only when I saw the clock ticking, I realized it hadn't stopped. Let's have a look. What happened? I mean, from that angle, looks like he got it. Obviously didn't manage to find that pad, just slightly low perhaps. And he's smiling to my right-hand side. I think he knows it's just one of those speed climbing things. You've got to deal with it. Lawrence Bodenstoffer will finish things off. He's up against Hirihori Iltisian. So here we go. Austria versus Ukraine. You remember, it's all about the clock. Top 16 will move forward. We'll see the results at the end of this race. Big start from both men. Got to keep it together for that tricky bottom they both have. Hirihori accelerating 5.47. This is a 5.56. Very close for both men there. Good times on the clock for our final race of the qualifying period. But of course, we're only halfway through. It's race time next. Finals to come. 8 women, 16 men. And we'll show you the results from the men's comp in a second. So we watch one final replay here of Lawrence and Hirihori. That was good from both. Different kind of runs. They both found speed at different moments on the wall. But we are done for now. So the athletes who won't get through, they have to watch. The athletes who will, they'll be continuing their routines, getting ready for finals. Try not to let the body warm down too much. And those are the results. Top 16, Matteo Zaloni leading the way. 5.16 was a 5.28. Fresh off the beach and crushing. Leander Carmen's had to find something after that fall. As we look down the list to our 10th athlete, Miguel. A few more to come after that, of course. We scroll down towards 16th. Tobias Plagner gets in. Denise just sneaks through, and Andrew Goddard will be disappointed to miss out on that finals. 6.38. Right, well, we will go. We will return. And we'll see you very soon for the second round here. The finals to come. I think it's a different broadcast, so you can stop this stream, restart on the finals. So we'll be back in about 25 minutes for the final. My name's Matt Groom. Great action from the qualifying runs. Let's see who wins this thing in about half an hour.